All right, Chad, so it was an unusual season last year. I'm sure it's been a challenging last 18 months or so. What's been your takeaway from this big, kind of weird process that y'all been going through?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a weird process to go through last year, but I'm just thankful that we had the opportunity to play because kind of got some of those younger guys a little bit of experience that they might have not have had if we didn't have the opportunity to play last year. And so I think having this spring ball and having fall camp this year will help us out a lot.
Right, and you mentioned being able to have fall camp and spring ball and things like that. How much of a boost is that giving y'all as a defense? Because I know last year, new staff didn't really have your normal off season. How big is that going to be for you this season?
Yeah, no, definitely. New staff kind of switched some things up, so I think we were doing a lot of Zoom meetings last year, and so we never really got on the field. And so I think first game we kind of had to work some of those kinks out, and I think it showed in how we played a little bit. And so having the spring ball and having fall camp, we can kind of go through those different scenarios, and I think it's going to help us out a lot.
Right, and last year, you had to step in, fill the shoes of one of the best linebackers this program's ever had. What did you do to kind of manage the expectations and then excel whenever you were on the field?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's just for them when I was young and coming up, they kind of took me under their wing, and I think Logan and Ben Wisdorf and Cash and Adam Pilpel, they all kind of helped me out when I was young. So then when I was in the spotlight and I had to step up, I was kind of where I needed to be at because of those guys.
Right, and kind of off the football field, I know that you have type 1 diabetes, and I heard that you were up, at a camp in Casper earlier this year.
Yeah.
If you could, just talk a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, no, it is great. I just love going out and kind of talking to kids with type 1 diabetes because when I was first diagnosed, I wasn't sure, hey, can I still go play college football? Can I still go do all the things that I want to do? And so I think it's important to kind of show that with the success that I've had, talk to those younger kids and just let them know that there's nothing stopping them because of their diabetes. So it was definitely a cool experience. And I actually learned a little bit from those guys. They were asking me questions that, something that I never really thought about.
Right. What's kind of the biggest, piece of advice that you give those kids whenever you talk to them and interact?
Yeah, no, I think definitely just kind of talking to them and just showing you, before I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, it was always a dream of mine to go play college football and go succeed at that level. And so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that with my type 1 diabetes because you don't hear a lot about college athletes with diabetes. And so I think it was important for me just to go out there and just say, hey, whatever goals you guys have right now, I think it's important to stick to those goals and put your mind to it and don't let diabetes not able you to go do that.
Nice. And then, just kind of getting back to the football side of things, I know, that your dad played here and, you've been here for a few years now. What would it mean for you to be able to bring this program its first Mountain West championship?
That would mean everything. I know it's a big, huge team goal for us right now, and that's something that we've discussed since last year is you don't become a champion when you're holding up the trophy. You become a champion through the work that you do back then, so you got to work like a champion. So I think that's the different attitude that we've had this past season is just to have a championship mindset and really work towards that. So I think we're in a good place right now for that to possibly happen.
All 11 starters coming back on the defensive side, then a couple other impact players as well behind them. What's the thing that excites you most about this defensive group?
I'm excited just because there's a lot of leaders on the defensive group. I mean, you could pull from each position group multiple leaders. And so I think that's one thing that's going to be huge this year is I know that those guys can do their job and I don't have to worry about maybe helping them out, and I can just do my job and we can all work together as a team, and I think it's going to be great.